Have you ever had a project where you felt overwhelmed and had no idea how you were going to get it done, and then a bunch of people rallied around you, and all of a sudden it was like having a big party? Hey there, Daniel Hartman today, Virtue of the Day, cooperation. And I was thinking about putting more stories in these things. So when I started thinking about cooperation, I thought about one of the first times a friend bought a house. It needed a new roof, and I remember a whole bunch of us got together to strip off the old shingles. And people coming by years ago to help cut firewood. That was always a big thing that took a lot of energy, and be out in the woods in the middle of the winter, and it could be cold out and you could end up getting wet. And it's just with other people around, it made it a lot more enjoyable. And at times it could get really intense, especially we were not the best at getting firewood, so we could end up running out. And that really made the difference in terms of, especially being kids and it feeling really boring when other people would show up. It was really a lot less intense. Other times I'm thinking of, as far as cooperation, getting this shop set up. It took a lot of, besides the physical work, there were a lot of times where I couldn't see a way forward. And a lot of times having someone here that said, "You want a muffin? You want to take a break?" That made all the difference in the world. And just taking a step back, taking a break, and coming back recharged. And you think of other times where we used to have shop nights all the time, and people coming by working on their projects, and everyone having some of their own unique skills and sharing them in different ways. And actually, some people might not have had the hands on skills in the same way, but brought in this real gift of humor. And that was an amazing thing as far as keeping the whole group working together. And one really big thing about cooperation, I know I learned actually was at a program about cooperative enterprises, and they had us all get in a room and work on this. I'm trying to think, it was like a fake company, and we had to decide what our mission or values or these different things. And we had a certain timeline. I remember I was a timekeeper. Anyhow, long story short, I remember being like, "We only have 3 minutes," and counting us down. And basically, the whole point of this exercise was to show us, whenever we get working as a group, different things come up for different people. As far as some people can get really particular about what the particular vision is, some people might get really particular about getting done on time, some people might just go in a corner and hide. Whatever it is, it's interesting to know the dynamics that come up. And if we don't really take the time in getting to know that part of ourselves, it's going to limit our involvement in groups. And I know there's some things that I'd be well done learning yet. So it's a great reflection as far as thinking about, I think, while cooperation is a really great virtue, it's something that we'd all be well served by. Just looking at what's the thing that holds me back from working with others on a daily basis, or enjoying that time more, or having others really enjoy that time. Some people work around a group all the time, but might not notice, or might not have, there's a word for it, might not have the same level of pressure to make things work. And because I've seen that in a lot of groups where whoever's kind of the leader Because there's always a leader in a group. That's one thing it took me a long time to learn. Because there's always someone who's perceived as the smartest on any given thing. And a lot of people will default to their decision. And if something's going to go ahead, at least seeing it move ahead in some direction might be better than some people saying, "No, we gotta wait until we all agree on this thing." And I know I've let things go. Said, "Okay, I'm not gonna hold this up. It's more important just to make a decision one way or another, even if it's the wrong decision." So that's one of the challenges in working with groups. That it's really that's where it's important. Communication is always a big thing, as far as having everyone recognize, oh yeah, there is going to be someone we're going to perceive as being the smartest, and they might not have the best big picture awareness of what's going on, and how do we commit to each other in being diligent and making the decisions so our group stays together. So anyhow, those are some thoughts on cooperation. And one of the other thoughts I had, as far as some of these videos are pretty rough, and I guess that's one of the reasons doing virtue of the day videos is to really practice the off the cuff, making things happen. And yeah, it doesn't matter how these things get put out there. I mean, the most important thing is doing them, making them happen, and recognizing there's always another day. As far as, oh, virtue of the day, that's a really important thing. You can always redo all these videos in the future in terms of, oh, that video could be a lot better now. I feel inspired to just take a minute, because I find this video process way easier